Hi everybody, I am back to work on this journal some more, so let's do it. Something that I have already done is, I want to attach this little envelope swing out thing, and I want to put it right here. I do want to first round this corner to match that corner. So I'm going to grab some scissors and do that. And I had to chop off the top of this envelope and put it, at the bottom here. So that's why it's not, that's why it's square up here. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. If I could find my corner rounder, I would use that. But I can't, so I won't. And that's what I've got. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. And I want to attach it so that the bottom is flush with, or almost flush with this first page here. Not quite. Okay. And then I'm going to just, I see, you know what? I want to also, I'm going to angle it because this one is angled. Did you see that? And I just wasn't really paying attention to that. Doesn't have to be done, but I can see it now, so I do want to do it. And then I will round that corner again. Yeah, that's better. I'm thinking how did I do that? If I rounded it one time, I can round it again and be just as happy, right? Okay. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay. So, nearly flush. I like that. I'm going to just put a line of glue there and here and use this as a tuck spot so that something can be inserted there. Just because I can. And I'm going to be using my art glitter glue. I think you can see that. I have to stand up. Yep. Okay, art glitter glue. And I am going to put a good amount on. Just make sure that's right. Yep. I'm going to make like a little triangle. I think you can see that. Hope you can see that. So that it's, a straight line where you might put paper in, and it goes all the way to the edge. I'm not sure you need to do that, but I'm doing it. Okay, so there. So that means that any kind of paper that goes in can't go past like about there, and it can't go past, about there. Okay, so there's that. And art glitter glue dries really fast, but use whatever you have, right? And I also did, I took my really big punch, and off camera I punched a notch in all of these envelope pieces. I purchased a kit some time ago from Tracy Fox, and I have these, which off camera I put grommets, eyelets in, and I'm going to put these together, I think. I have 3. And I also sewed around them and inked them up on the edges. And this is coffee stained. I think this is a file folder on the back of it. And this is printed on just regular paper, copy paper. These are little flower eyelets, which I don't love the way they came out. They kind of got squished to the center when I, they're still raised, which is good. Let me just stand up and see. Yeah, they're still raised, but they don't look as flowery anymore. The petals kind of got squished inwards. So anyway, that's okay. I mean, it's still a flower. Anyway, I think I will put some jute or something on here. Twine is what I'm thinking. And I'll insert these into maybe these. Okay, so we still have to bind each signature into the spine. That's coming up. But I also wanted to work on this part here. I think I'll paper clip this so that it stays closed, and I will put a muslin tab on here, or what's that? This is a piece of the Tracy Fox paper. That could work, but I really like the muslin, so I might do that. Anyway, muslin tab to show that it does something, it comes out. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do right now with you is the center of the signature. Here we go. It's these bird pages, and I just added this one, and I cut 3 others. This is I'm sorry, I forget who invented these, but it's a tuck spot and a journaling spot. So I've put this one in with art glitter glue just around this edge, and I cut 2 others to go in the same direction. This one's a little different paper. They're all Tracy Fox, but it's a little bit different design. So it's going to go in the center signature. If I can find the center of the center signature, there we go. And I'm just going to put, yeah, it's going to go like this. And so put that there. Just a nice thin line around these 2 edges. So I have already purchased several kits from various artists, and if you don't have those, you just use what you have. You can use white paper, you can use lined paper, you can use coffee dyed paper, you can use scrapbook paper, you can use anything you want. Use what you have. All right, I've lost the 3rd one. Goody. Well, I might have to go look for that. Here are the scraps of things that I've punched. Yep, I will go look for that and come back. Actually, I don't need to come back to do that. I'll just put it in and you can see it later. But it's from the same piece of paper as this one. Oops, where'd it go? It looks like that. So, yeah, I'll find that and I will come back and do something else. Okay, be right back. Okay, back. I couldn't find it, so I had to make another one. But I did remember who made these up, and her name is Rita Donnelly. So there's a good thing about having to come back. I'm sure I'll find it as soon as as soon as I get this in the book, right? Okay, so we're gonna just put this down. And I was going, these are offcuts. Well, this one isn't, but you know, the idea is to use offcuts, but I couldn't find the other ones, so couldn't do that. Anyway, I think she makes it a square, and so this little strip here is not usually on the official Rita Donnelly flip tucks. So anyway, yeah, tuck and flip to journal, hidden journaling. And I guess if it's a square, then it really is hidden. Okay, so I just wanted to show you really quickly. This is the page from Tracy Fox that this comes from, that the center one comes from. I think it's this part right here. Yeah. So there's that one. And I don't know if I have the other one handy. Anyway, they're Tracy Fox. And I usually do this. I try to put in the backs of my journal, or, you know, somewhere in the journal, I make a note of whose kits I'm using. And again, this is just a simple journal, and you don't have to do that. You know, I mean, you don't have to use a kit. But because I have them already, it's simple for me to put them in. But again, you use scrapbook paper or whatever you have. These are also Artie Mae's, as are these. This is the Dragonfly kit tags. And this one is, I don't remember. They're pretty flowers though. And I did the same thing as with the tags. I sewed all the way around, and I inked up the edges and a little bit on the fronts, and I inked the edges on the back. But this was, again, this was coffee or tea dyed file folder that I backed just regular copy paper onto. And this is cardstock, not too heavy. I sewed all the way around it and inked the edges and the fronts, and I backed it with some of this painter's masking paper, which I got at Home Depot. Yes, Home Depot. Anyway, this is a kit of pretty flowers, and there's a whole bunch. I think there's 12 in here, and these will go into pockets and tuck spots. And then the other thing I did is, this is from an Edith Holden book, and I really liked that nest, so I covered it with acetate. You can see the shine there, and it's going to be a writing board, so when you go to write in your book, in the journal, if you want to write around this bird, say, it's a little bit sturdier. This Edith Holden book page is backed with file folder, coffee dyed file folder. And again, it's sewn all the way around the edges. I have not inked it yet, but I will do that. Okay, so I think that's it for right now, and I'll be back. And I just wanted to say, as I start to ink, that I'm using Ranger's waterproof ink in coffee, and here's my little inker. It's an old spool. I think it's old, and this is, it came with the Tim Holtz dauber thing, and I've tied a little what is this, embroidery thread around it, indicating that this is for browns. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to ink this really quickly. Not that you really need to see me ink it, but if you don't want to watch it, you can fast forward. So, and I think this isn't really inking very well because the acetate goes all the way to the edge. So the back will ink better than the front. I think a little bit's getting on there. Okay. Yeah. I do like the corners to be inked a little bit more in, in toward the center, because that to me looks, realistic, like if it was moldering somewhere in a corner. I picture my grandmother's garage. I used to love to go in there when I visited her. There was lots of tools and, just moldering things. Anyway, so if it was moldering somewhere, like in my grandmother's garage, it would be, the corners would be more moldered than the rest of it. Okay, so that's done. And I will gather my thoughts and I'll come back. Okay? Okay, I'm back. I've decided to put this, muslin tab on here, and I'm going to put a paper clip up here, so I'm leaving that, free. And I will just trying to figure out how close I want that. I think maybe not using that. I will use the 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. So actually, I'll just do this. If you wanted to staple it or sew it, you could do that as well. Those are both good solutions. I did cut and then cut. I made a small cut in this, and then I ripped the rest of it. Okay. Because I like that frayed edge look. Right. Okay, I'm going to fold it so that it makes a little tab hanging off the edge there. Okay, that's good. Maybe it needs a little bit more up there, huh? Okay, that's better. Right, now, yeah. All right, I'm gonna come back in a few minutes.